Hi there. Hi there. This is Larry O'Connor. I'm the new WMAL morning news guy. Morning host. Hi there. How you doing? Don't forget to watch this video on Breitbart TV. How you doing? Larry O'Connor here. Now we're going to go to Jamie Sullivan with the traffic. Hello, Mr. DeMint. Yes. Tell us all about your move to the Heritage Foundation, Mr. DeMint. Hi there, Larry O'Connor, WMAL. Brian, get out of here. Go. We don't need you. Just stay in the back there. Get me a cup of coffee, Brian. Hi, Larry O'Connor here on WMAL. I'll tell you, you better be nice to Jim DeMint. Who really runs WMAL? You think those guys at Cumulus, Bill Hess, they run No, they don't. The WMAL hosts march in goose step when the guys from Heritage Foundation send their daily marching orders. Larry O'Connor and Brian Wilson are going to be getting a lot of calls from Jim DeMint. Hey guys, why don't you talk about this? Why don't you there's this Democrat who did something stupid. Why don't you talk about him all morning? Oh, the Republican that did something stupid. Nah, don't mention that one. Don't bring that one up. So let me see now. FishbowlDC. I'm going to one of my favorite websites. Here we go. Look at my favorite website. This is one of my favorite websites. There we go, and taking a nice look at the page there. And there comes an ad, and oh look at that, and oh look at that, and what's up with this web? Look at it. Jeez, I don't know. Now, okay, that's using Microsoft's Internet Explorer now, and I go to something like Google Chrome or whatever this is. Yeah, it seems to come up. But they did something weird there over there at Media Bistro. They reformatted all their websites. I put new formats and shit on it, and nothing works except when at least when you use Microsoft Internet Explorer. But the other browsers seem to work. Of course, it's a lonely little place. No comments. They spend so much time writing up all these, little pieces, and nobody's reading them. I tell you, it's a good thing that Media Bistro is changing the fonts and some of the designs of FishbowlDC and some of its other media blogs, but I tell you, they need to change the people. The Peter Oddball. Oh, and that Betty Roethlisberger, whatever her name is. Oh man, they're bad. They're awful. I mean, as I said, here's a website that is trying to get journalists. It's basically targeted at journalists. They're trying to get journalists to spend money. That's how Media Bistro makes money, by offering these courses and all this other stuff. And at the same time, they're insulting the journalists and calling them a bunch of morons and idiots. And It's fun. It's so funny. That's one of my predictions for 2013, by the way. A whole new crew at FishbowlDC. And finally, or maybe they'll say, we need to change our whole focus. This silly little website's just dumb. Well, so other big news. What's a big news? Some real big news. Joe Allbritton passed away. Interesting. I was looking at the Washington Post. I don't know. The news came out at about 4:15 yesterday, and about 4:30, here's the Washington Post with a four-jump thing on WashingtonPost.com. Yeah, obviously they had that obit in the can. It had been written up long ago, and they just had to plug in a few details there at the beginning because nobody could have produced an obit that fast. But Joel. He used to own Riggs Bank, which did a lot of nasty things. But Joe, what did he do? He bought the Washington. Remember the old Washington Star? It used to be the afternoon newspaper here in Washington, back when there was a morning paper and an afternoon paper. Joe bought the Washington Star, and he also bought what the Star owned, which was WMAL TV, Channel 7. Okay. I believe, now the Star used to also own WMAL radio. Well, but anyhow, but I believe that's back then. That's when I don't know the exact timing of it all, but WMAL radio, 6:30 a.m., 107.3 FM, eventually went to ABC radio, and they owned those two stations for many years. But he kept Channel 7. And this was back, and the FCC back in those days was trying to split up. They were saying, you know, they didn't want a common owner for a radio station and a newspaper, or a TV station and a newspaper in the same market. So they were encouraging that divestiture. So that's when, shortly after he bought WMAL radio and the Washington Star, he split it up, sold off the Washington Star. I forget who bought the Star. Wasn't it Time? Somebody like Time bought it. You remember they called it the Star News for a number of years until it went under. But anyhow, he brought WMAL television. As I said, the radio stations were spun off to ABC. So he bought WMAL television. And then he flipped the call letters. Remember, he put JLA as the call letters for his initials, Joseph L. Allbritton. And he also owns a bunch of TV stations in places throughout the Southeast. I think markets like Harrisburg, he owns a station, Lynchburg, Roanoke, and like out in Arkansas and stuff like that. I noticed the press release for Allbritton's passing yesterday called it an empire, a media empire. I don't know if I'd call it an empire. Yeah, Rupert Murdoch has a media empire. It's a nice medium-sized media firm, you know. But here in Washington, of course, you know, JLA. Then they started NewsChannel 8, which was one of the earliest. It started about, when did they start? 91. And it was one of the first local cable news channels, you know, just a local market, solid cable news channel. And then more recently started up Politico, to the Washington Post's absolute delight. Every day, the people at the Post go to Politico and just go, oh, we're so glad Politico's around. And it's been very successful. And I've always thought that he should have started a TV station called Politico TV. You know, if he had done that a couple years back, that could be huge today, you know, with all the political talk on television at Fox News and MSNBC and stuff like that. But, you know, whatever. Joe Allbritton, a good guy. I think he's a good guy. You know, he was also a big fan of the royals. You know, the British Queen and King. Wasn't there a thing a while back where one of the Channel 7 anchors kind of dissed one of them and then got canned? I don't know, something like that. But a very interesting guy, by the way. We must say that. You know, colorful life. Joe Allbritton, tip of the camo cap if I had it on. Will there be any changes at Channel 7 News Channel 8 now that Joe's gone? I don't think so. You know, his son Robert's been running the company quite well for the last few years, and I think the company will just keep going on as it is. I don't see any big changes in it. But I do think they really should start that Politico TV as a full 24/7 news TV channel. I really think that would be an interesting idea. Partner up with somebody there, like Current or somebody. I don't know. You know, maybe take Current, buy that Current network, which nobody's watching, and rebrand it Politico TV. Make some kind of a deal. Hey, there's a good idea, huh? You already got cable carriage on a lot of systems. You know, make some kind of a deal, rebrand it Politico TV, put the Politico people on it, and then try to really get it carried as a major news channel up there with CNN and MSNBC and Fox News. Hey, there you go. Oy vey. Other big news. Oh yeah, a good. I wouldn't call him a good buddy. I know I've talked to Chris a number of times. He's a great guy. I do. I mean, you know, there's a couple people in this market that are just, you know, stalwart, hardworking media types. Remember, Steve Ray is one of them. He's been everywhere. He's been all over the radio dial. He's been in this market for years. He knows everything. And Chris Roth is another one of those guys who's just he just oozes Washington radio. You can ask Chris anything about anything, and he knows everything. Chris is a cool guy. He's been all over the place. Yeah, I think he's worked at Cumulus and at Citadel and Clear Channel
and worked at WTOP most late. You know, a lot of times if you're driving home real late at night, not drunk by the way, driving home late at night, turn on WTOP's traffic, and you hear that dulcet tones of Chris giving you, the Beltway is backed up there at 490, blah, 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 blah. That's Chris. But anyhow, Chris just got a new job as the program director for the Winchester cluster of Centennial Broadcasting. So he'll be overseeing Wink FM and Wink AM and a couple other stations out there. So congrats to Chris. Cool guy. Okay, folks, that's the big news for today, the 13th of December, 2012. Again, as I say, please help DCR TV support us, okay? Our fundraising is running a little low this month. It typically does in November and December with people focused on other things. But send us a few bucks. Click on the support link there on DCR TV. You can PayPal it or send us a check and make it over 29 bucks or more and get connected to a whole bunch of cool memories of DC and Baltimore area radio and TV and all that stuff, including a really funny one today. A WTOP radio ad where a woman has a bag over her head from 1973. Cool ad. So check that out here on DCR TV. Thanks for watching Dave TV. Live long and prosper.